Your next trade could be your last, or it could lead to your first payout. At Real Funded, we believe that in a high stakes game, the wins need to be worth the risk. So we built our business to help you win. We built our business.
Good evening, everybody. Hopefully y'all doing good today. I'd like to welcome y'all. Welcome y'all here. Hopefully everybody had a great day. Still got this music in my ears. Shut it up. Hopefully everybody had a good day today. Hopefully the market wasn't unkind to anyone today. We're going to go ahead and get to it because tonight is night one of the Conquering the Asian Session workshop. It's been a long time. I shouldn't have left you. we gonna get started, man. We have some pretty good live streams, right? It was supposed to be pre-recorded material, but everybody was, oh, Tim, I like when you do it live. We don't want to record it. We want you to do it live. All right, so we had some nice live streams for the prerequisite materials. And tonight is night, whoa, come here, microphone. Tonight is night one of the Conquer the Asian Session workshop. Good evening, everybody. I don't see nobody in the Zoom with me. I'm in the Zoom all by myself. Let me get can I get the Zoom link? Can I get the Zoom link from over here? Trying to see if I can get the Zoom link. Copy invite link. Put the Zoom link in the chat. Pull up in the Zoom. Pull up in the Zoom. Right there. Pin that to the top of the chat. Boom. Y'all pull up in the Zoom and hang out with your boy. I sent out a bat signal in the Discord. Ain't nobody pull up. But good evening, everybody. If this is your first time tuning in to Tim's Tidbits. Oh, before I talk about that, man, the other day I woke up and my ring finger was so swollen that my ring was like cutting into like my skin, right? You know, the little web part of your hand, it was cutting into my skin right there, right? And so today I woke up on the couch from a nap and it was hurting again, right? It was hurting again. So I'm trying to get it off. I can't get it off. You see this right here? I couldn't get it off. I had to spray clipper oil on my hand in order to get this ring off. And I'm like, my niece was like, what happened to you? I'm like, ain't nothing happened to him. I guess I just woke up fat. I could not get this ring off, right? And now I can't get it back on. I can't get it back on now. I'm like, ain't nothing happened. I guess I just woke up fat. All right. Man. It say, hey man, check your blood pressure. My daughter said my blood pressure good. Like, you know, and every time I check my blood pressure, my doctor says good. My wife be like, oh, you got good blood pressure. Everybody said my blood pressure good. I haven't checked it like recently, but this ain't the first time. It ain't the first time my fingers like swole up like that. But it's the first time that it was like hurting. But you know what I'm saying? This ain't the first time they done swole up like that. But they claim my blood pressure good. I'll check it again. But when is the next boot camp? Look at these ads, man. Come on with the ads. I can't take it. Y'all, hold on, man. Y'all know it be pissing me off when I be seeing these ads. So I'm gonna go and turn these ads off. Let me see. I'm gonna turn these ads off. It be pissing me off when I be seeing these ads pop up on my YouTube. I mean, I don't know how y'all feel about it, but it be pissing me off. So ads, turn them off. There you go. Now, I got the ads turned off. So hopefully it won't be no more ads popping up. I got them turned off. All right. L Cool J say, when is the next boot camp? I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, sodium, all yeah, they say I'm healthy as an ox, man. They say everything be good, but you know, I check all that out again, but they say everything good. I don't know what's going on with that, you know. But what's up? What's going on, AR Cooling? Where you been? It's been a month of Sundays, man. It's been a month of Sundays. I'm glad you ain't got that. I'm glad you got AR Cooling on your little picture. You ain't got a little picture with your taco meat hanging out with your workout picture on your thumbnail no more. What's up, man? It's been a month of Sundays. Where you been? Oh yeah, but next boot camp, I don't know. I don't know when the next boot camp is going to be. Let me get this out of the way before I start talking about that. Good evening. If this is your first time tuning in to Tim's Tidbits, please allow me to say welcome. If it's not your first time tuning in to Tim's Tidbits, I still want to say welcome. But I want to give you a nice hearty, well, thank you for always tuning in to Tim's Tidbits. Y'all got it. If you don't know who I am, my name is Timothy Lee Rogers Sr., aka Aranya Grande. That's just Big Spot if you don't hablo Espanol. And you are now in tune to another episode of Drum Roll, please. The intraday price action recap. Now, next boot camp. I don't know. I don't know if there will be a next boot camp. Why is that? Tim, why you don't know if there'll be a next boot camp? I don't know if there will ever be another boot camp because this is the reason number one, right? This boot camp, well, the other boot camp that I did, one person outside of the gang signed up. This boot camp that I'm doing now, one person outside of the gang signed up, right? So I probably won't never do another boot camp again. Why is that? Because ain't nobody signing up but the gang. And it's like, gang, we y'all know this. Y'all already got this. We at the sprinting phase. We ain't at the learning phase no more, right? So me, as your mentor, I don't want to just keep charging you for boot camps to talk about the same information over and over and over, right? When I put the boot camps out there, I'm putting it out there for people that's not in the gang who don't understand the ICT concepts, and they're looking for somebody to help share their thoughts on them at a reasonable cost. But ain't nobody signing up but y'all. Right? So for that reason alone, I probably won't never do another boot camp. Won't never do another boot camp. Everything you want, you got access to me. You in the gang, you got access to me. So it ain't no need for me to set aside additional time for stuff that we already do. You know what I'm saying? I'm taking away more time from cause now, for the next 2 weeks, I'm gonna be doing live streams from 8 to 9:30, Monday through Friday. Well, Monday through Thursday, Sunday through Thursday. Be doing live streams Sunday through Thursday for the next 2 weeks, starting tonight, Sunday through Thursday from 8 to 9:30 at night. All right. And it's just the gang. It's the same people that I already do weekly Q&As with, first Sunday, second Sunday, third Sunday, weekly Q&As on Wednesdays, tape reading streams with the Diamond members. It's the same people that I already do all of this stuff with already. You know what I'm saying? So L Cool J, yeah, probably I ain't gonna do no more boot camps. I was flirting with the idea of doing one for the London session, but I definitely am not doing that one, right? Because I can't see myself committing to getting up for 2 weeks in a row to tape read the London session. I can't. Nah. No, I can't do it. Can't do it. All right. Let's go ahead and get to it, man. Before we get into it, let me share my screen. But before we get into it, did Price do anything today that caught somebody off guard? Did you expect Price to do something and then it hit you with the whammy to the bammy? Did Price do something today that caught you off guard? All right. Oh, shout out to everybody in here. We got Andrew hanging out in the Zoom. We got Honey over there on the tube. We got I thought I saw Here to Learn and Share over there on the tube. We got Honey. We got L Cool J. We got AR Coolin. We got Deborah. Tell Sherwin I said, what happened? We got E-Rock. We got hey, thanks for clarifying. I missed out on the last time I'm assuming that's time or the last one, but I'll tune in to the lives. Yeah, tap into the lives, man. We got Empire Traders. We got Kim. We got Jim. What's happening, man? How y'all doing, man? How do I put this hand down? This thing think I'm raising my hand. How do I put my hand down over here? I think I got my hand up when I did this. How do I lower my hand? I saw a thing that said lower your hand, but can I only see it when I'm not sharing my screen? Yeah, there you go. I had to stop sharing my screen to see it. All right, now it's gone. That was driving me crazy because it was a little hand right there, and that little hand was driving me crazy. So, all right, ain't nobody Big Spider, do you use Instagram? Yes, I do. I don't use Instagram. I'm on Instagram, right? Every now and then I'll live stream on Instagram. Speaking of, let's go ahead. Let me do that. Let me pop up my Instagram now. It's the new TLR. Everything with me is the new TLR. THENEWTLR. The new TLR. All one word. YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. Everything is the new TLR. TikTok. All right, let me go here. The new TLR. Click live. Hey, what was that there? My friend was single for over a year. Yo, that's what he called it. Lisa. 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 Come look at this loan repayment program that they're running on social media. Lisa. Lisa. I love when he be calling Lisa. Lisa. I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all know how I get. Y'all blame Empire Trey. You said it sound low. You got a cheap laptop, man. You can't be on here on no Chromebook trying to tune in, man. Empire Trades out here on a Chromebook trying to tune in, talk about I sound low. Man, if you don't get a better sound system on your Chromebook, man. Hey, am I low to y'all? Hey, do I sound low to y'all? Jim, am I low?
It's a little bit low.
What? Stop playing on me, Jim.
Yes.
We gonna fight, Jim. Don't be trying to act like I'm low. Jim said I was low. How about now? Am I still low, Jim?
Better if you get close to the microphone.
Yeah, no. I am close to the mic. Can you hear me? I shouldn't be low. Let me ask somebody. Jim sound funny to me. Am I low to y'all? Somebody who? Am I? Empire Trade said perfect. That's good. He said that's good. Jim, I think it's your I hear you clear now. Jim, I think it's your ears. Jim, you know me and you seasoned, right, Jim? We over the hill, so it might be your ears, Jim.
Well, I need that fancy.
Yeah, that's why you need the fancy dance. I'm trying to get my Instagram live together. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm all over the place today, man. I'm all over the place today. Right? I'm all over the place today. So, all right, we cook with Crisco. I got the mic turned up. I'm talking loud. My son said, Dad, what Jim do? The gang, hey, my whole family know the gang. Hey, let's get to it. Okay, so nobody had no issues with price. Price didn't surprise anybody or anything like that. So let's go ahead and look at what price did today. Why is everything cleared off my charts? Oh man. Well, since it's Monday, today Monday, right? Since it's Monday, let's for those who didn't get a chance to tune in to the pop-up tape reading session, I mean the pop-up weekend chart prep that we did. All right, let's go ahead and walk through price. We had went and looked at price. We said, okay, we're kind of disrespecting this monthly SIBI here. Y'all hold on, I gotta sneeze. Okay, it went away. We disrespecting this monthly SIBI right here. So far, we are 12 days into the month. That would give us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 trading days into the month, and we're kind of pushing through that SIBI. Right, we've already taken out the April high. We've already taken the April high out, which is there, right? The April low is all the way down here, so I'm not even going to annotate that. All right. One thing we did not mention on the live stream was there's another monthly high that we're approaching, right, which is here, but I think we addressed that on the lower time frames. Right, I think we addressed that on the lower time frames. On the weekly, yes, I think we do address that on the lower time frames. So on the weekly, we well, yesterday we had just opened up where we had already gapped up above. I'm tripping a point over here, gapped up above last week's high. All right, so our weekly high, right, and just like the monthly low, the weekly low is so far away from price. Just keeping in mind that it's there. All right, we spoke about keeping an eye on consequent encroachment of this weekly wick if price started to get heavy. Right, we said if price started to get heavy, you would want to see this weekly wick act as support. It never got heavy enough to come back down to it. We said if price got heavy, you want to see this weekly high act as support. It never got heavy enough to come back down to it on today, thus far today, on today's trading. And then we said we had a little bit of a weekly SIBI that was left here, right? And at the time we were trading below it, but that was the weekly SIBI. It should be in here somewhere. Weekly bearish fair value gap. That's the monthly. That's the monthly one. Here's the. Did I delete it? Did I delete the? Maybe I'll delete it. That's the. We addressed that buy side when we was talking this morning on the that's the same buy side I was talking about. We addressed it when Jim was giving his analysis. I guess I deleted it. Anyway, that's the weekly SIBI, the piece of the weekly SIBI that was left that we drew. We said this was the entire SIBI here, right? We had come up to consequent encroachment back here on March 24th, the week of March 24th, and then that was left. We opened up below it. We said we're looking for that SIBI to become an inversion. This is on a weekly basis. So on a weekly basis, look for this to become an inversion. Does it have to happen this week? No, it doesn't. But because we're in a we have a weekly break in market structure right there. This is our change in the state of delivery right here. Even the opening price of the 324 candle at 20,050 and a half. That'll be your change in the state of delivery, right? That'll be your change in the state of delivery right there on the weekly time frame. Okay, so you're looking for again this consequent encroachment of this wick, this weekly high, and this weekly order block, right? You're looking for this to act as support, right? The way Michael teaches the concepts, you create it, you trade back to it, right? You create it, you trade back to it, okay? On the weekly basis. On the lower time frames, when you create it, you can automatically use it as support to trade on the lower time frames with inside this week, right? With inside the next week, right? But on a weekly basis, you're looking to create it, trade back to it, and use it. Boop, 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 like that. Okay. Daily time frame. Right. Daily time frame. We had already traded above prior day's high. Prior day's high, right there. We had already traded above the prior day's high, right? The prior day's low, just like the weekly and the monthly. so far away from price, just understanding that it's there. Right. I'm going to go ahead and hide this monthly high also because we're super far away from that. All right. And this was the buy side to complete our market maker buy model. Right. This market maker buy model here that we have been watching. This was the buy side. That buy side was in line with this SIBI, the rest of this SIBI that we were watching. Let me see here. Should be some right here. There it is. Right. That's the buy side liquidity there that we was watching to complete our market maker buy model when we had gapped up over the weekend. We hadn't reached it yet. That was the buy side to complete our market maker buy model. We had a huge new week opening gap, which was there. That's our new week opening gap that we had. Very, very large new week opening gap. Price had gapped up over 250 points. It was a 1.25% gap up. Right. You say you just messaged me on IG. Why you messaged me on IG when you right here? would you message me on IG? you right here. You could just put it in the chat or jumped on the Zoom and said it. Like, what did you message me on IG? Oh, I'm sorry that if anybody was on IG, the microphone all in the way. Let me put the mic over here. We'll put the mic over there. Okay. So, and that was our weekend chart prep. You know what I'm saying? That's where we was at. We were looking for price to draw into the buy side to complete the market maker buy model. Right. And then after that, we want to see what price offers us from there. And as you can see, we have drawn into that. Again, we had some more buy side that was up there that we spoke about. Shout out Jim. He gave his analysis saying, and we all agreed that's the next level of buy side that would be in the crosshairs. Okay, looking at our entire dealing range here, right? This was the expansion leg off of the entire dealing range there, right? So now that we've completed this and we've left that area, right, we're looking for this to act as support. Okay, everything in this dealing range, this is the only portion that was low resistance. Pretty much we expanded. We had a nice expansion, nice displacement. Once we got here, we left that area, traded back, efficiently covered this area, right? Efficiently delivered there, and retraced back up into it. And then we went down. So all of this, everything here, right? This right here is now a balanced price range because we left it. And now we've traded up. We closed out today, right? We closed out today all the way up here in this bearish order block right there. And as you see, all of this right here is very efficiently delivered. Okay, with CPI tomorrow, you can never tell what they're going to do. But this area here, since it's efficiently delivered and price seems to be in a hurry, right? It wouldn't surprise me if we just keep sliding right through this until we get back up here to the inefficiently delivered portion of price. Because if you look from here to there, price only offered sell side delivery on the daily time frame. There's no upside delivery being offered in this area, right? We have a sell side imbalance, right? And then here we got a SIBI and a SIBI there, right? Inside this huge sell side imbalance. Okay. If you look at like the old core content, you may see Michael refer to this as a liquidity void, but you know, this is not a liquidity void. He came out and clarified that. That never made sense to me. I never agreed. I said, okay, Michael, you can call it what you want to call it, but I'm not calling that a liquidity void. That's just a sell side imbalance. right? And he clarified why he was calling it that back then. But this sell side imbalance there, this is the only inefficiently delivered portion of this entire drop down there, right? So that's why I said it won't surprise me if we just continue to slice through this like we did today, how we just pushed up through this portion of it. It wouldn't surprise me if we just continue to slice, right, until we got back up in this area here. All right, CPI tomorrow, no telling what they're going to do. Hey, everything changes when CPI hit the board. Like Mike Tyson say, everybody got a plan until they get punched in the mouth. All right, let's go to 5-minute candles and look at the price action for today. All right, we got a 250 something point gap up. Okay, we opened up over here at 6 o'clock p.m. Sunday night at 20,398 and a half. Okay, we pushed up immediately, right? Shout out the Asian Assassins. The what's name I shared with y'all. I said talk about Asian model number 1 based off of prior session liquidity, right? In this case, we went crazy. We went above everything, right? But when we open up here, right, price immediately engaged prior session liquidity. All right. So once it engaged prior session liquidity, right, it established a range, right? We established a range, and that's the highest high, that's the lowest low, right? And then once it established the range, it started looking bullish, right? So I got it in a little early, a little bit more of an advanced way to trade it, right? I took it back to the other end of the range, right? And then I took the more traditional way of doing it, where I traditional but against the grain, right? Traditional but against the grain. After engaging the buy side, right, I took it back inside to some internal sell side, right? I said against the grain because price is bullish at this point. So I look for some sales back in. So what I mean by traditional, letting it establish the range, waiting to price engage with one of the liquidities. Okay. Right. And then after that, took another trade after the retracement, right, back up. Right. So off of Asian model number 1, right? AM1. All right. And that's the one where I was showing y'all, hey, this stuff works. I went in here, went ham, passed the eval, right, within the window of time for the Asian sweet spot, right? The one that's over trading, that's pushing too hard, that's being a degenerate. So I don't advise doing that, but I just did it. I've been trading the Asian and sharing with y'all when I trade the Asian to show you, hey, this stuff works. Now, the only thing I didn't trade, I traded Asian model number 1. I traded Asian model number 2, but I don't trade OTE. So I didn't take any OTE trades, right? But I shared a couple Asian model number 2 trades. I shared the Asian model number 1 trade just to let y'all know this stuff does work, right? This stuff does work. But now, all right, so we established our range in the Asian, right? We engaged buy side, right? Went up, engaged buy side, price showing that it wants to come attack this buy side to complete that market maker model, wants to draw into this weekly SIBI up here, the remaining portion of it. Okay. Once we traded up there, we traded back down into some lower time frame sell side, traded back down into an inversion fair value gap on this 5-minute time frame there. That inversion fair value gap is from 6:20 p.m. Traded back down into it here at the 8 o'clock candle, dropped down into it. And then we marched our way up pushing back up, taking out the buy side again, right? Traded back down. Looked like we fell just short of hitting this breakaway gap, and we did there during the 850 to 910 macro, pulled back and then displaced up, engaging the buy side liquidity that completed the market maker buy model that we have been watching. After completing the market maker buy model, hey, where's my midnight price? All right. So after completing the market maker buy model, we just kind of hung out there, engineering liquidity, right? Engineering liquidity, opened up midnight here at 20,525 even, right? Hung out there all the way up until 130, 145, 140, 145, right? Pushed up, taking out the buy side again, engaging the buy side. Hey, I want to keep going up, right? Pull it back, retrace back down into this 140 BISI, right? This 140 BISI on the 5-minute chart. Right. Make this stuff a little bit bigger here. For those watching it on smaller devices, I keep forgetting. I apologize for that. Right, came back down here into the 140 BISI, right there, dropped into it there on a 215 candle, spaced up again, taking out the buy side, retraced back down into this 220 BISI right there at this 255 during the 250 to 310 macro, and then pang out at 3 o'clock on the London Open. Yeah, gone, blast off, right? Blast off, continued up until 325, right? Nice displacement up, made London high there on the 320 candle. All right, look at it. Yeah, 325 candle made the high, pulled back down. Retraced back up. We had a nice retracement back down during the London. Then we came back up. We just kind of hung there until 6:30. Then we popped up above the buy side, kind of chopped around and hung there, just engineering liquidity. All this right here is just engineering liquidity. Once we pull back up there, this whole little area here, we're just engineering liquidity right there, right? That's all we're doing. Okay. Once we come up here at 7 o'clock, this 7:05 candle, right? We get a bearish breaking market structure right there at the trade and below that 645 swing low right there. That gives us a bearish breaking market structure there, right? And then we this is our change to state delivery up here. This is the highest up close candle, this 705 candle there. We blow it up here, right? This is our highest up close candle there, right? So that's our change in the state delivery right here, the opening price of that candle there, right? And then we drop down, got a breakaway gap here on the 710 candle, come down, right? Take out more sell side, right? Another structure break there. We retrace back up here, going into the like the half hour of the 8, going into like 8:30, getting into like the news embargo time, right? We didn't have any big news today, but price traded back up into this 710 SIBI, right? That's a macro PD array, traded up into that 710 SIBI, dump price, right? We drop down, retrace back up into the fair value gap there, leaving the breakaway gap there, open, traded into the 835 SIBI, left the 830 SIBI open as a breakaway gap, dropped again, traded back up, deep retracement, right? Didn't take out the buy side, right? Deep retracement back up on the 925 candle, 930 open, and dumped all the way down, dropping down, taking out the sell side over here, That right there was the London low. Well, a London low. That wasn't the London low, but that's the I hate to say it like this, but that's the major London low. I hate to say it like that because it was after this. We engineered liquidity and we got this displacement, and then we campaign start engineering liquidity up here. So that's why I'm saying the major London low, right? That's the low from London where price had just left this balanced price range over here, right? And that low right there was your low before coming into the discount, right, of the range, right? That was the internal sell side before coming into the discount of the range right there. Because we run our fib tool from there to there, right? That's the low before coming into the discount of the range. We dropped down into the discount, traded back up into the 930 SIBI, right? Hung out, dropped down once more, taken out right here on this 1030 counter here, taken out the making new sell side, coming into a discount. Let's run a Fibonacci tool on this BISI right here. Let's see, respect and consequent encroachment of it. Quads came down, respecting 25% of it, dropped down below 25%, closed above it, dropped down, kissed 25%, the upper quadrant, displaced up, create a balanced price range. Right? The balanced price range is heavily respected right here. Balanced price range heavily respected right there. Boom. All right. Balanced price. If you can't see the balanced price range, it's this SIBI and this BISI over. I mean, this SIBI and this BISI overlapping. That's your balanced price range right there. Right? We've offered sell side delivery, one fell swoop, buy side delivery, and one fell swoop. Got two imbalances overlapping each other. That right there is a balanced price range. Right? Balanced price range respected heavily. Right? You can give it to the credit of the BISI if you want to. Okay. Right there. Kept kissing the high of that huge 3 a.m. BISI, right? Kept kissing the high of that inside that balanced price range. Then here at 12 p.m., we blast off there. Oh yeah, I took a scalp inside here, right? At 12, I took a scalp inside here because the morning wasn't giving me anything that I liked, right? So when we worked this balanced price range right here, I came in here. I checked who was doing around 11:30 to London close. I saw that we weren't doing anything, and then I was like, okay, let me see what we do from 11:50 to 12:10, right? 11:50 to 12:10, right? From 11:50 to 12:10, we traded above that high right there. Once we traded above that high right there, I want to get long off this fair value gap right there. When this candle right here did not trade back down to the fair value gap, right? Right here, I got long off of this up close candle right here. Right, I got long off of this up close candle right there. What made me want to get long off of that up close candle right there? Right here, when this candle did not come back there, right? When this candle closed, right? I was watching this SIBI right here, right? This SIBI right here, we created an inversion fair value gap. So when this opened up and we dropped down, right, I got long here on the wick of this up close candle right there, right? I got long on the wick because the wick of this up close candle, right? I'm looking at this candle, not saying that it is, but I'm looking at this up close candle as a type of a breaker, right there, because it's right here overlapping that inversion fair value gap, right? That's the highest up close candle before we came back down and then went back up. Now, this is just a bunch of consolidation, but since this candle here did not trade back to the imbalance here, right? Since it did not trade back to this imbalance, now I'm looking at this all as a balanced price range because we left the area, right? So now since I'm looking at that as a balanced price range, and price already showed me it doesn't want to go down to there when we trade back down into the balanced price range, I'm looking at this inversion fair value gap, right? But I want to get the deepest entry that I can. So that's why I chose the up close candle that was overlapping with that as my entry, right, for the trade back up to the low hanging fruit of the high right there. And that was during the lunchtime. All right.
The other thing is, it looks like once price leaves the BPR, it's doing an immediate rebalance.
Yes.
Green candles.
Right inside here. Right here, you talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Each wick down touches the
each
candle
one wick
above
down.
it.
Yep. This one here, we went up. We got this breakaway gap there. Then this one here, it closed with a possibility of making a BSI that big, but we trade down, overlap. This one here, close up there. We trade down, overlap. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, very good observation there, Jim. Right. And then the immediate rebalance is one of the strongest signatures that we can see. So, and I wasn't even looking at it as the immediate rebalance, but as we see, we come here, right here. When we do it, we push up, we do it again, we push up. So if you're looking from there, you got that nice extension there immediately, right? Then we get a retracement back down here, same thing, immediate rebalance, right? Push up, continue up, right? And we constantly doing it over and over. Only difference with this one here, this one just closed further down, but it did the same thing, traded back into that 12-15 candle, right? So immediate rebalances back to back to back to back to back. And once we cleared this high, right, boom, we started to expand again. We start to displace again, right? Fair value gap there, fair value gap there, fair value gap there. Start to get that nice displacement again once we cleared that high and just cut through this sell side imbalance right there, right? Cut through that sell side imbalance. Okay. Why did we cut through that like that? Because here we was cutting through a balanced price range over here. So once price cleared this high, we just cut right through this area here, right? Just sliced right through it, because it's like this was just cutting through this balanced price range to get to this sell side. So once we came down here and created the structure, remember on the live stream today, we talked about once price come down, we let it create the structure. Once we created the structure and broke it, price just sliced right through it all the way back up here to the bearish breaker, right? Engineered some nice smooth highs up here, right? Engineered some nice smooth highs right there, pulled back into the range, tap the high, letting you know that it wants to go up, comes down, forces short traders into the market, let them get really happy, let them start to trail their stops, right? Because here it comes down, get in the market, going to put their stops there, right? Trade back up. Once it drops here, they're going to bring their stops here. Then reverse, bow, bust them in the head. Took them out the game right there. All right, go up, cleared the high. Once we cleared that high right there at the 4 p.m. candle, right? The 4 p.m. candle went up there, cleared this high. Then we pulled back and then just hung out here for the day, right? That's when you can see the positions are being distributed above that high. Boom, nice little rejection, just hung out there for a minute. And that right there is our price action for the day. We did get some nice reactions off the first presentation. I'd like to show that real quick. We had got some nice reactions off the first presentation, which was here. Did I delete it? Did I delete the first presentation? That's the opening range gap. That's the Fibonacci. There it is right there. Macro time. Okay. Yeah, so that's our first presentation. Right here. What is this? Get out of here. Get out of here. Get it. Oh, yeah, get out of here. Get gone. All right. That was our first presentation right there. That was on the 931 candle. Right. Created a SIBI. And we see here on the 933 candle, we traded up to the consequent encroachment of it. Then we went down and took out the sell side. I don't know why that's green. I don't know why that's green. Right. We went down and took out the sell side. That was the London low that we spoke about. Right. Once we took out that, we traded down to that upper quadrant of that lower BISI, that lower BISI. Then we moved back up to once we talked about this morning. We said, hey, we've come into the sell side and price is not displacing the weight. It's starting to form structure. And then we got a breaking structure, right? We got a breaking structure. We had our change in the state delivery there. We had a breaking market structure there, right? Traded back down into the change of state delivery, back down into the order block. And then we traded up into the first presentation, right? We talked about if you want to see lower prices, you want to see this act as resistance, right? We hit it, then we pull back down into that sell side again, right? Just pull back down to that sell side, hung there for a minute, traded back up to the first presentation again. At this point, you see we're starting to engineer buy side liquidity. All right, we're starting to engineer buy side liquidity there at the first presentation fair value gap. Right there around consequent encroachment of the first presentation fair value gap. I'm gonna extend that out to the right. Once we hit it, we came back down, right, and took out the sell side liquidity. Okay, so we're engineering buy side, right? Then we came down, took out the sell side, right? Once we came down and took out the sell side, right, we sat there, engineered liquidity for a while, right? We engineered liquidity for a while. And then here around 12 o'clock, when I was talking about, I took a trade back up to this short-term low-hanging fruit, right? Once we broke above it, we traded back down into it there, boop, right? Traded up, traded back down into the order block, traded up, touched the low of the first presentation, pulled back into a discount, and then traded up, boom, taking out what? Those relative equal highs that we had engineered all morning based off the first presentation. And then when we get above the first presentation, what do we use as support? Right there on that 1251 candle, right? On that 1251 candle right there, right? This here is 1250 there. So at 1250 here, we trade down to the first presentation, right? Trade down, first presentation, 1251, right? And then we make our way back up, all the way up, create relative equal highs with the buy side liquidity over there, right? Buy side liquidity over there. And then we trade back down into the range like we said, and then we finally poke it, letting you know that we want to go up, came back down where? Again, back to the first presentation, right? And then took off, blasting through the buy side that we had poked, letting you know that we want to go. But it came back and used that first presentation as support. Over here, we used the first presentation as resistance to engage sell side. Over here, we use the first presentation as support to engineer buy side. engaged the buy side, came back, used the first presentation as support to springboard and run through the buy side. Right. Just want to share that right there with those nice responses off that first presentation fair value gap. 659. That's all I got, man. Do anybody got anything for me before we get out of here? Again, if you're an Asian assassin, we're gonna start tonight at 8 p.m. At 8 p.m. I appreciate your videos, Tim. I'm looking to transition from SPX options to MES futures. I still revisit your ICT breakdown videos too when re-educating myself on price action. Hey, that's what's up, man. Come on over here. I like futures better than options. I ain't even gonna hold you. I like futures better than options because I know what I know what I'm gonna make. I know what I'm gonna lose. Right. At every trade, I know what I'm gonna make. I know what I'm gonna lose because it's defined risk, defined reward. Right. With the options, you know what I'm saying, with all those Greeks, right? If price is moving fast, it's exponential gains or losses. If price is consolidating, it's just a slow bleed. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what it's going to be worth the next minute. Definitely the Greeks have been troublesome. I prefer to have more set expectations. Yes. Yeah, that was my reason for switching to futures, because I've always watched the futures charts to make my trading decisions on the SPX, the SPY, the QQQ. You know what I'm saying? I watched the ES and the NQ to make those trading decisions, but I just got tired of the Greeks. So I just switched over to futures exclusively. Yeah, but pull up, man. Pull up and catch the lives, or join the gang. You know what I'm saying? And join, if you join the gang at the diamond tier, you know what I'm saying? We have tape reading Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at from 9 to like 10:15. And we have like Q&As on the first, second, and third Sunday. And we have like Q&As on like Wednesdays. That's for the diamond tier. And then we have like monthly lectures. Our monthly lecture that we just did the other day, last Wednesday, was what was it on? Trade in the Asian session in New York pre-market. That's what it was. That's what the lecture was last Wednesday. Trade in the Asian and New York pre-market. Right. So, pull up, holla at us. Link in the description if you want to join that. Speaking of link in the description, Apex got 80% off, man. Y'all hit up that Apex link down. I saw Jim post a dissertation by Apex. I got to read that when I get off. All right, that's it, man. Asian Assassins, I'll see y'all at 8. Tomorrow is Tuesday, so no live streams tomorrow. I'll see y'all tomorrow at 6 for the price action recap. Again, if this is your first time tuning in, I appreciate you for tuning in. If it's not your first time tuning in, I appreciate you for tuning in. If you enjoyed what you saw, hit the like button. If you got something out of it, share it with somebody else, man, because they might get something out of it too. You hear me? Anyway, till the next time I decide to get on Al Gore's internet and share my thoughts on this thing that they call price action, it's your boy, Timothy B. Rogers Sr., a.k.a. Aranya Grande. That's just Big Spot if you don't hablo español. Y'all be safe out here in these trading streets, man. Gone.